Uhuru.
Uhuru.
We are on our way to Aquaba Hall, the Uhuru House, and we're getting ready to do the big reveal. So my name is Onazanae Shatella. I'm the president of the African People's Education and Defense Fund, better known as the baddest nonprofit on the planet.
Right.
And here with my co-host,
I am Chicharo Masimba, the St. Louis Economic Development Director of the African People's Education and Defense Fund.
and we're here to just really congratulate everybody. We completed phase 1 of the Black Power Blueprint, and now we're going on phase 2. And we really want to thank everybody for all your contributions. Volunteer service, your donations has really made a difference. Now it's time for us to tear those buildings down.
Everything every year.
So we're going to walk across the street. We're going to walk across the street. And we're going to join another one of our volunteers and comrades. Uhuru. So we're here with Kitty Riley, who is a member of the African People's Solidarity Committee, who goes into the white community to organize reparations for the African community. Kitty.
Uhuru.
Uhuru.
Deputy Chair Owner Uhuru Chicharwa. Here we are. I'm looking at one building that may remind us of what this building once looked like, and this is really reparations in action. I really want to say I'm really quite honored to be here and to have been part of being here in St. Louis over the period of Deputy Chair leading this project, the Black Power Blueprint in Chicharo Masimba. And I want to do a real salute and a shout out to people who even this past week donated.
Yes.
Alyssa Afanina from
Uhuru.
Vancouver put us over the top this
Yes.
week. And we also have Jamie Simpson
Uhuru,
and
Jamie.
Alyssa Kaufman, all
Uhuru.
donated just in the past few days. People
right,
know
right.
that the work is outgoing, the extraction of money and capital from the black community is every day, and so therefore we give reparations every day. And I want to just say that we just received our first donation for tonight towards our $1,000 for our webinar, and it's from the African People's Solidarity Committee. We have
All right,
$100.
Uhuru.
Uhuru.
Way to go.
Only 900 more to go.
Only
Okay.
900.
We can do this.
We can do this.
So we're going to walk down here. This is the Uhuru House, which is about 9,000 square feet, and we've done a lot of work.
Yes, we've done a tremendous amount of brickwork, and one of the persons who is responsible for a large portion of that is Tate Becky Sisa. He is a volunteer contractor. Can you tell us a little bit about the brickwork that you did and the condition that the building was in?
All right, Uhuru. All right, basically, this is a total rehab. The brick was at least about 85% of the wall had to be redone. So that includes bricking up doorways, and also with the windows, the reframing. On the second floor, you can see it was already a doorway that had to be bricked up. This also included tuck pointing, but majority of the wall had to be basically redone all over. I mean, all this was just basically falling down, all the way up to where it's sealed up at where the wall meets the roof. All that had to be redone, and plus the chimney. So there were a lot of people who volunteered their time to come make this work. A lot of contractors in the African community to make this happen. Jason and Donnie also, he was a major part. Tony, he was also a major master bricklayer. He came and utilized his skills to make this happen and make this grow to what it actually is, because things look totally different. And this is what your donations have done. This is what happens when the people get together and focus themselves to actually accomplish a goal. This is all power to the people and materialize right here in front of us.
Uhuru, and I just want to say that too, that we also have a beautiful backyard where we're going to be really clearing it out again and putting down cement so we can actually build a garden, and also have barbecues and other fundraisers in the back. And we have 2 beautiful AC units, 8 heat and cooling AC units. So we spent like 108 degrees here last year, June. This year will be cool and comfortable. And we also put in a new fence from Kennedy's fencing company to really set it off.
You know, and I really want to say that, it's really nice to look at an AC unit, but I will say that Deputy Chair Ona Zanae Chatela sat in this building last June, 1 year ago, almost to the day, and it was 108 degrees.
Yes.
It was 106 degrees. It was 103 degrees. There was absolutely no way to have a fan. We had no electricity. There were no bathrooms. And even if we had a fan with a generator going, the dust, the cement, that you could never have had a fan on. It was unbearable, humid heat. And that's how this project got started. Go to
/Black Power Blueprint and donate right now.
Yes, yes.
We need those resources.
This is what it's going to. That is what it'll be going to.
These buildings have to come down. They have to come down. They are condemned. They cannot stay. And that is going to be the One Africa, One Nation marketplace. And you see the transformation your donations went to. Go to You Caring, and I know so many friends and supporters have donated so much. We have to keep going. We have to make phase 2 happen.
Now, Kitty, I know you said that someone donated earlier $100.
African People Solidarity Committee.
Thank you. So what we need somebody to do is go on and match that. Match that $100, and let's keep this moving because we need those resources to tear those buildings down. So we're going to keep moving along the Uhuru House this way. And right here, we had guys up on 50-foot ladders,
Yes.
doing the fascia
Soffit and fascia, yeah.
Go ahead, T'Challa.
Scraping, painting, and repairing the windows. These guys really kind of risked their lives to do this. And they did it, and it made a huge difference. They placed the gutters here as well. So it gave the side of the building a whole new look and gave it a real transformation. So it adds a lot of value, and it just adds a lot to the community, even when the outside of the building looks good.
Also, what we did too is we got a brand new roof. A brand new roof, as you can see. As Chitara said, that people were up on this high ceiling tearing down the whole roof, and they did a great job in making that happen. And that's what another thing that your donations went to as well.
May I announce this? Casey Mackey donated $10. Want to really thank Casey Mackey from St. Louis, Missouri. And also Janie Archie, one of our new members of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement, donated $10. Janie, watching the webinar today. And Gregory, another new member from St. Louis, donated $30.
Gregory.
Wow, that's $50 and the $100 from APSC. So that's $150. We're getting there. But you want to know a real serious question? That the roofer who put this roof on donated $4,000 of the cost of the roof.
Yes, he did.
That was for an African worker to donate $4,000 when a lot of times jobs are just cut off from African workers having access to them, especially in the white community where we have the money to rehab our houses, to renovate. They don't hire the African workers from North St. Louis. And so for an African worker to donate $4,000 in the white community, step up.
Yes.
We do have $4,000. Don't keep it in an account. Invest in the future of African people because that's where our future is. The resources belong to the African community. We're paid twice as much for half the work. We all know that. We've known that for years. Don't keep it in an account. Somebody matched Donnie McFarland.
Yes.
If he can do it, we can do it. And if you don't have 4,000, 2 people can do $2,000 each. 4 people can do $1,000 each. Let's push it.
Yes.
Let's make the 5 that we need fully to get these buildings down and create an economic development project. Take the buildings down. Let's hear from you.
And I just want to give a shout out to Donnie McFarland, who was the person who put the roof on. And what we did was we really talked to him about the mission of BSI and what we really wanted to do for the community. And right away, without any questions, he says, I'm going to make this happen no matter what. And that's where that $4,000 came from. And we really need for everybody to do the same thing, just like Kitty was saying. If you don't have $4,000, maybe 2 people can do $2,000, maybe 3 people can do $1,050. So just go online to youcaring.com/Black Power Blueprint and make your donations now, right now.
Yes.
So we gotta keep going. Right. So we're going to the front of the Uhuru House.
All right, so right here you see the Aquaba Hall sign, and you see the beautiful decorations painted by the one and only Lynn Waller, who came all the way from St. Petersburg, Florida, just to do the design on the front of the building. And behind this siding, when we peeled away the old siding, we found a beautiful sign that says Millie's Caribbean. And we found out that this was previously owned by a family. It was a restaurant and a facility for people to come and dine. And we actually had a chance to meet the family. They came out, they told us about how the space previously functioned and about the community. So we really got a chance to almost solidify our existence here by really meeting the family and winning them to the project as well. So Millie's Caribbean Room, 36 years I believe it was in business, and this building was abandoned for 18 years or so, they say, before we purchased it and renovated it.
So we're gonna go around to the front. So here again, Lynn Waller did all the sign work. We gutted all the fascia and stuff at the top. We put in brand new windows. So this is where your donation went, to replace all the fascia and soffit and the windows that are in the front of the building. These windows were empty when we first purchased this building. This was empty and this was empty. So now we got a beautiful facade here for everybody to see, for the entire community to see.
And right here we have one of our contractors, Jay Cage. He came out today. He did work all throughout the building. So Jay, can you just tell us some of the work that you did, and then give us a sense of what this community was like for you growing up, because you grew up in this neighborhood.
Yeah. Not only did I grow up in the neighborhood, but as I was, becoming a young man and as an adult, I got to see this area and the changes it made, mostly seeming to be for the worse until now. When I started working on this project, I didn't know about the Uhuru and the movement, and how important Uhuru would be to an area like this. It's one of people who know St. Louis, people who are from North St. Louis, South St. Louis, East St. Louis, over in Illinois, and West. They know this area, and they know it's tough. They know it's a rough place, and it's in need of this kind of energy. And so when I started working on this place, I didn't know what you guys were doing here. And when I got the gist of what was really happening, it made it that much more important to me, because I'm from here. I did a lot of growing up here. I moved through and around here, and I got to see what the damage that can be done over time to a place by not even necessarily doing anything. So this was one of the most important projects I got to ever work on.
Well, we thank you. Thank you.
Who is this little man right here?
Yes.
This is the boss, my supervisor, Jackson. Yeah, this is the youngest of 7.
Oh,
sons.
wow.
The youngest 7 sons.
And he's brought his family through as
Yeah,
well.
so yeah, he spends a lot of time on work sites and watch me climb ladders like I did on this building. And so yeah, he's ready to go.
All right.
He sees it.
All right, we'll see you next, Jackson.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jay. We appreciate your work.
My pleasure. Pleasure is mine.
All right, Uhuru. Uhuru, I wanted to let people know about other donations we've gotten in. We just got a donation of $25 from Jesse Neville.
Uhuru, Jesse.
All right.
And we got a donation of $25 from Penny Hess.
Uhuru.
So we've raised $200. That means we have $800 more to go. And I just want to read some comments. African People Solidarity Committee salutes the beautiful Aquaba Hall in the Uhuru House and reparations to the Black Power Blueprint. And Penny Hess says, Uhuru to political and economic power in the hands of the African working class. Salute to the Black Power Blueprint. And an earlier donation from Janie here in St. Louis, white solidarity with black working class and this wonderful house for the people.
All right.
I know. And KC Mackey, who donated, it's an honor to contribute reparations to a project that turned a 100-year-old abandoned building into a beautiful community center for the working class African community to build their own health, food, education, and political programs.
All right.
Uhuru.
Uhuru. Thank you for all the donations. We need more. We want you to go to ucaring.com/Black Power Blueprint.
And you want to know one thing? Jay Cage, that you were just speaking to when he was working here months ago, he told me that this neighborhood was filled with flowers, that children would be playing here, double dutch, jacks, jump rope. That's a far cry after this community was destroyed through gentrification and the abandonment of white people pulling out businesses, pulling out homes, leaving homes to rot. That's a far cry from what we have now, except for this, the beacon of the Black Power Blueprint. And I mean it. It means a lot for people to donate so that the Black Power Blueprint keeps moving down the street. Look at across the street. Every building is abandoned and vacant. Storefronts that once were built businesses. And that's why it's so critical for people to donate. Now we have another donation. We have another donation of $50 from Ruby Gildeson in Philadelphia. So that means we've raised $250, only $750 go. And Ruby says, Uhuru, it's so moving to see this site. These positive developments led by Deputy Chair Ona and the APDF are the changes we all want to see in action. This is the way white people can take an honest stand on the side of African people.
Right.
And I unite. Uhuru. All right.
So what we're going to do now, we're getting ready to go into the beautiful Aquaba Hall.
So this is Zane, and Zane is one of our contractors. He has been vital, critical to the work here. He's done a number of jobs, both on this level and the second level. So we really want to just give him an opportunity to tell us about, some of the work that he's done and why he unites with the project. On this level and the second level. So we really want to just give him an opportunity. So yeah, go ahead and tell us, some of the work you've done and why you unite with the project.
Well, first, they was telling me about the sound booth. This was one of the last projects they did, and it was like 5 days, and it was like crunch time. So owner called me, you know, I love the bill, you know, so I told her that I could do it. She gave me the specs, and you know, this is the finished product. You know, it was fun, you know. It's just, construction is my passion, you know, and since I didn't know nothing about the Uhuru movement or none of that, but since I've been working here, I've acquired a lot of knowledge about what this movement is really about. You know, Chachar done talked to me, Caucade done talked to me, Owner done talked to me, and it was something that I was very interested in. You know, at first I thought it was like a dude I was working for called me, and he was like, volunteer? I was like, volunteer? Like, but then when I came into it, I was like, wow, man, this is a powerful movement. So I wanted to be a part of it, and it's kind of like family now, you know.
So yes, I just really want to appreciate Zane. I mean, he came here, he was working under someone else's leadership, and we just kept talking to him about self-determination and self-reliance, and he was telling me about how he had his own business before, and before the Uhuru House was completed, he struck out on his own as an independent contractor. Can you say a little bit more about that, Zane?
Like we said previously, when I first came to the project, I was working under somebody else, and you know, the person, we didn't really work out because, you know, he really got mad because, you know, I wanted to expand and find out more about the movement. So, you know, I said, you know, I'm just gonna do my own thing, you know, and Owner was a big part of that, you know. Even when I didn't believe in myself, you know, she kept pushing me like, you can do it. What's wrong with you? You know, she was like, don't go back to him. You know, start your own. If you did it once, you can do it again. So she was very, she was a very detrimental milestone in me starting my own business again, because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't have that drive that I needed to have, and she was right there, and I really commend her for that. Anytime she called me, I give her my word I'm gonna show up, and I try to do that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We appreciate that.
And Zane has done a lot of other work that we're going to show you on the second floor that he's done. I mean, he's a builder, he's a carpenter, and he does really, really great work. So once we go upstairs, you'll see some of the other work that Zane is doing as well.
Uhuru. Thank you so much, Zane. That was very, very, very moving. I know when I ran into you in Home Depot one night, and I saw these products that you had on the rolling cart. I thought,
Yes.
he's going to build doors? And the artistry, the results, has been magnificent. And I know everyone's anxious to see that, but I have to let you know that, wow. Susan Mortimer donated $15.
Thank you, Susan.
And Bobby Wittenberg donated $200.
All right,
Building next door. And I salute Chairman O'Malley, DC ONA, and the APSP. All white people owe reparations to African people. The Black Power Blueprint is building dual and contending power and self-determination. White people, let's return those stolen resources. Unity through reparations.
All right.
Woo! We got a $25 donation from Stephanie Midler.
right,
Stephanie from Oakland. She said, Uhuru, we're all watching from Uhuru Furniture in Oakland and saluting the incredible work. Uhuru.
So quickly, I just want to talk really fast about the decor, some of the decor that you see in the building. These curtains were actually made from a volunteer in Philadelphia at our furniture store. She's a supporter and a volunteer. Her name is Moon. We picked out the African print, and she made it happen. She volunteered and made these beautiful African curtains for us. Uhuru. Uhuru, Philadelphia, I know you're watching. And if you pan around, we have our wall of masks. The wall of masks, our volunteer people give masks. We got masks from our Uhuru Furniture Store in Philadelphia and in Oakland, California. Thank you, Stephanie and Allie and Janice and Ruby for the donations. And also, these spears were also made by Zane.
That's right.
Zane made these spears as well. You know, I kept saying that I wanted some spears, you know, for our Carver Hall. He went to Home Depot. Can you tell us about how you made those spears?
Ona was telling me that she wanted a spear made, so I went to Home Depot and I walked up and down every single aisle looking for an object to get that spearhead. And believe it or not, it's just a stake that you stick in the ground for a tent. Mm-hmm. And I came up with a stick and a stake. I put a screw through it, and Ona came up with the rugged look with the wire and the copper to make it look more rugged and African. But that's how that came about. It turned out nice.
It turned out beautiful.
We got them everywhere. All right, so if we walk this way, we want to introduce you to some more of the contractors. We've introduced you to Kake earlier, and this is Dewan. Dewan and his brother Brandon. Oh, they are young, they are business owners, they are self-reliant, and they really epitomize everything that we are struggling for this community to see and know. So this brother, along with the assistance of Kake, they completely transformed what we see here, this beautiful brick wall. So can you just tell us a little bit about the condition it was in, the work that you did, and you know why you wanted to be a part of this?
When I came in, well, actually, my younger brother, he's 22 years old. Yes. He came to me and told me that he had a project. And so he run everything through me, and I was like, okay, let's go by there. And we came over and we met these guys, all these guys. I mean, they like a big family here. And we came in, we just started, we just started grinding, and it was a lot of dust in here, and we just basically just came in,
Let me just say something. Can I say something? So the John and his brother are magnificent. They are magnificent. Can you see me? Yeah, they are magnificent. They're young, talented, and they come in. He said, you know what? Don't give me no money. Yeah. Don't give me no money down. Don't give me no down payment. He said, I don't want to build a business thing. I want to build a relationship. That's what he said. He said, we'll go ahead and do this whole job, and you give us money when we get done and you're satisfied with the work. So he's being very modest about what they do. Right. They are really, really great contractors and bricklayers, and they do a professional job. Where are you guys located?
We located on 700 Union. It's on the west side of St. Louis. And I've been doing it. Okay, I'm kind of nervous. So let me just take it back. I'm kind of nervous.
That's okay.
And I've been doing this for 15 years. I have 6 brothers, and we all do masonry work. My younger brother, he's in a union. His name Martinez Smith. We all just get together, and like I said, I've been doing it for 15 years. I've been doing it now for actually running my company. I did small jobs, but now we've been doing it for 6 months. Smith Masonry, very professional, very passionate on kind of what we do. And we here just to build relationships, to do good work, good quality work. And this family here is no joke. It's no game. It's they really a family here, and they really trying to come back and really do stuff for the community. And it's powerful, and I think it's a great movement.
And how do people reach you if they want business?
You can reach me at 314 201-4896, and my name is Dewan Smith. And you all donate, because I mean this is a good movement. I mean it's good for this community. Only if you knew what the conditions of the north side, the port of town that they in right now in St. Louis, is like, it's a lot going on here. For them to be right on the corner, it's huge. And what they did to this building is just shows you that, you know, if you look around, what they did to this building and the passion that they had and the craftsmanship that they put into the building means a whole lot, because they're coming, people will come and want to do their building the same way. And I'm sure that they will go in and help anyone. So please, whatever you all can do, the donations pour in, and I think
let them pour in.
Yeah, let them pour in.
And you can go to ucaring.com/Black Power Blueprint. Everybody slash when we say that.
Yes. And also I want to say that DeJohn brought his beautiful family, his beautiful wife, and his beautiful kids to this big reveal. So say hello to the Smith family. Uhuru. Uhuru. So we got more. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much, Dewan. You know, he's very modest.
Yes.
T'Challa was very modest. I remember the days when the freezing cold weather was before Christmas. It was before the holidays, when the tuck pointing was happening and there was no water in the building. They had a hose, we had to hook up downstairs, I mean, this was a labor of love. It's not as cut and dry as one sees the results of it today. Tremendous amount of labor went into it. I do want to say that Johan Bedingfield donated $10 with a statement, "White people, we must step up." African child killer Darren Wilson raised $1 million in a matter of days from white people. It's not that we don't have the money, we have hoarded stolen resources drenched in the blood of Africans.
Yes.
Reparations now.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Johan. We have Alyssa Afanina, again, donated $15. Uhuru Alyssa in Vancouver. Uhuru Alyssa really following the project really closely. And then we have Maureen Wagner, donated $100. We have now raised $615, remaining $385 to
I would
go.
like to donate $100 for Smith Mason.
All right. That's really incredible. That's
So-
really, whatever, yes.
Thank you. This is, you're collecting the donations right now. Uhuru, thank you so much.
So I just want to say again, as Kitty was saying, that, you know, you see a beautiful building now, but we purchased this building back in June of 2017, and there were no floors in this building. I mean, we used to tap dance around how if we fall through the basement or not, but now we have beautiful hardwood flooring, and Zane and some of the other carpentry people made that happen. So we're gonna go ahead and move, and we're gonna move to the bathrooms, because this was very important for me, because I sat in this building for months and didn't have a bathroom, didn't have electricity, didn't have running water, didn't have any of these facilities that we have right now. So we're gonna move on to the men's bathroom.
Yes, we're gonna go to the men's bathroom first.
Go ahead.
My name is Diane Alexander Palmer. I like the Uhuru House because it's for African people.
All right. So you just hide in the bathroom in your spare time? All right, so this is the men's bathroom, and let's pull this down. So as you see, it is also a beautiful work of love. And what more can we ask for? Man, we just need a hole in the wall, but instead we have this beautiful room, and we're gonna go to the women's restroom next, and you'll see that as beautiful as this is, has nothing. It doesn't compare to the women's restroom at all. They really put all of the additional perks in that room. But we also want to recognize Wynn Warehouse. They donated the trash cans. They donated a microwave upstairs, and they really deeply discounted much of the things that we had that we purchased from them, the some cleaning supplies and things of that nature. So we just wanted to give them a shout out. And here's the magic.
Here is the beautiful women's bathroom, and I'm just very proud of it. And I know T'Challa saying that the men are really complaining because they got outshined.
Yeah, we
so
got
we really
outshined.
we really wanted this bathroom and the whole community center to be a work of art, because African working class deserve nothing less. So anything that you would see on the Central West End or any on the South Side, you see right here in the Uhuru House. We put the best of the best inside of Quaba Hall and the Uhuru House.
That's right.
For the African working class. The people of the community, the people on the South Side of St. Louis deserve the same thing as they get on the South Side.
Yes.
Uhuru.
So now we're gonna head outside. We have more to show you. And we have more to show. Oh yeah. So we want to introduce some of the volunteers. So we here have two volunteers. They came off of the work days, the volunteer work days that were essential to making this happen. It wasn't just contractors, but it was also volunteers that made it happen. And then they came out to a number of events, so we continue to see their faces. They recommended a restaurant for us. And then they joined the steering committee, which is the committee that makes all of the Black Power Blueprint happen. And so we encourage everybody else to join the steering committee as well. This is Andre and Isoke. And they came actually as a family. They brought their son too to the first steering committee meeting.
Can you say why you were so interested in this project? I know you were telling me that you have been in part of other organizations before. And what drew you to come
What
to
drew me
Black
to the Black Power Blueprint? First of all, the name is Black Power Blueprint, and that really says that you're organized. The organization really drew me to you all, how you all were so prepared, how you have everything intact. And I came here on one Saturday and volunteered that one Saturday, and this building looked it was just almost like a mess. But then I came back and I'm like, look at the work that's been done. It's just like, it's amazing how fast you all did what you did. And just the basic principle of the organization, us Africans sticking together and trying to build up St. Louis, North St. Louis, and taking back what's really ours.
That's right.
So that's what drew me to it.
All right. Thank you. So it looks like we have more donations?
We have more donations.
Oh, good.
I mean, it's just really overwhelmingly support. We have Bakri Alatunji from Oakland, California, Black Star Industries, $25 donation.
All right, thank you.
We have Marissa Laufer, Seattle, right?
Seattle.
$10, a constant donor who actually painted and volunteered in the Uhuru House here. We had a lot of solidarity people come and volunteer. She was one of them. We have Allison Haney from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Uhuru Furniture, $50.
Uhuru Ave.
We have Renee Nasser from St. Petersburg, Florida, $20.
Uhuru.
She said, hearing the testimonies from the workers and community is deeply moving and inspiring. Salute to the vision of Deputy Chair Ona Zane Ishitela and Chairman Omali Ishitela. Unity through reparations. And I mean, everyone, Ali, Uhuru to the powerful Black Power Blueprint and the leadership of Deputy Chair Ona Ishitela, who challenges the brilliant talents of the African working class to create dual power for the African community. I mean, and Marissa, congratulations on reaching the milestones. The future's in the hands of the African working class. White people can support African self-determination with reparations.
Do we have a total yet?
Yes, we do. And I have to find it. We have raised, wow, where is my total? I know we've raised 800.
So we're going to go ahead. While you're looking,
820.
We've raised $820.
Only 180 more to go.
We only need 180 to reach our $1,000 goal. But I do want to say too, Lynn Waller, who came from St. Petersburg, Florida, he put all the artwork. Black Star Industries is one of the LLCs who partnered with APDF for this Black Power blueprint. And he made this beautiful logo. He painted it, hand painted it on the wall, as well as the Quaba Hall, Friends, Family, and Freedom up top. So I just want to give a shout out to, actually he's my brother-in-law, Lynn Waller.
All right.
Thank you so much, Uhuru.
Thank you. So, you ready to go outside?
Well, we got another donation.
Oh, we got another donation?
Another donation.
We got a $50 donation from Janice Kent,
Whoa,
St. Petersburg,
whoa.
Florida, who also, is so moved by the beautiful Uhuru House, the courage of all the contractors who worked here, and she wants to contribute to the Black Power Blueprint.
Uhuru. Thank you, Janice.
All right, 130 more to go. We haven't even seen the upstairs. We're definitely
All right.
going to go over our goal.
So now we want to see the upstairs. So what do you think so far? Are you convinced? Is this enough evidence for you? Let's head up there. All right. And we gotta open the door. So all of this work has been redone. So now we're entering the offices. So you just got a chance to see the Quaba Hall, which is the rental facility. Now you get a chance to see where we hold our offices. So right here we have the mission statement of the African People's Education and Defense Fund. So APEDF strives to institutionalize programs and education. So now we want to head upstairs. And as we come up, you immediately see before us a whole wall of African, what we refer to as African martyrs and leaders. So we see everybody from Harriet Tubman. We see Marcus Garvey, Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., Ella Baker, Fannie Lou Hamer, Huey P. Newton, Fred Hampton, chairman, and of course, the chairman of the African People's Socialist Party and the visionary for the Black Power Blueprint, Chairman Amali Yeshitela, and the architect and visionary also, Ona Zane Yeshitela, who you just met downstairs. And also, May 25th, speaking of African martyrs, it's African Liberation Day. So we want to recognize that, and we want people to celebrate and recognize African Liberation Day, May 25th.
Downstairs, front door.
So we just want to take a closer look at those who have made it possible for us to do what we do. Okay, and now we're going to head back. We want to just show you the offices. Oh, and we're going this way.
Wow, I just want to thank you so much, Tachara. I just wanted to, ask Gregory. This is Gregory from the Uhuru Solidarity Movement in St. Louis. And I think it's just important because he volunteered, most recently.
Yes.
He wasn't here during the drama of the first floor and the no heat. He arrived after there was air conditioning.
After it already looked amazing.
After it already looked amazing.
Yeah.
Did a lot of painting and staining. But Gregory grew up in St. Louis. And I really want to ask you, what brought you to join the Uhuru Solidarity Movement and to volunteer with the Black Power Blueprint?
Yeah, I've lived here my whole life. It's really obvious if you spend any time in St. Louis how we have like a very colonial structure in the way our city is laid out. Like this part of town has all the resources and it sort of is rich because the other part of town is poor. And anything you learn about St. Louis history is about segregation, it's about slavery, it's about white people hoarding all the resources. And you can see how that's played out, you know, with the north side, you know, buildings crumbling everywhere. And we have like gelato shops and froyo every 5 feet on the south side, like on Grand. It's ridiculous. So I figured, I mean, the Uhuru movement and the APSP and the Black Power Blueprint were doing some really awesome like grassroots organizing. Building this house has been amazing. I joined really recently, so I didn't see it come together, but yeah, I love the work. I'm glad to join in because as white people, I know that we all owe reparations because the only way that to reconcile, you know, the north side and the south side, which is the St. Louis perspective, which is what I have, but it's really a global problem. That's right. This is just, St. Louis is reflective of what's happening in the whole world. So the first step is, or at least the first step for us is paying reparations because we got to move the material resources to like make actual, you know, freedom happen. So I was happy to spend my time here. I painted with T'Charwa.
Yes.
It was super fun.
All this, it is difficult to really explain the transformation that the staining made, which is what Gregory really participated in doing. And this place, you know, needed those last final touches. And we've achieved the vast majority of those last final touches, largely with the staining, and Gregory was a significant contributor to that.
Yeah.
Uhuru. Uhuru, and I just want to say, Sharon Echoes just donated $50. So Uhuru, really salute you, Shannon. Really appreciate it. If you were here, you would see everything that Gregory talked about. You can't walk 50 feet in North St. Louis without seeing the results of the depletion of the resources in the black community and the buildup of the white community at the same rate. And it's worse than anything Detroit is. I mean, St. Louis is abandoned and boarded up houses throughout the entire African community. This is a beacon, a shining beacon of light, this building.
Yeah, I mean, there's said to be 25,000 vacant and abandoned properties in St. Louis, and the vast majority of those are in North St. Louis. I think, I don't know the statistic. Do you know the
Well, there's 21,000 in this ward.
In this 21?
And Ward 3 next door. This ward and the ward next door. These are small districts. 2,100. 2,100.
Yeah, 2,100.
2,100 buildings.
Yeah, you know, and almost 50% of all these vacant and abandoned properties are owned by what is called the Land Reutilization Authority. So this is a government entity, board largely appointed by the governor, I believe, holding all these properties, banking all these properties, and they are, you know, it's just a transfer of wealth from African people into this agency that has shown itself to really have a initiative to release these properties to outside the so-called developers, you know, at the expense of the African community. So this is a real pushback against gentrification, and this is something that we need to replicate, duplicate, and, you know, we need to just organize politically, and this allows us to have an economic concentration of our political aspirations. So,
Uhuru. Thank you.
So we want to go back some more. And we have some doors closing and opening. We want to point out, you know, what may seem like insignificant things, but this bathroom right here, it was nothing. It was just a hole here when we first had the building. There was no toilet, no sink, no bathtub, just really a hole in the floor. And it's been transformed. And this is the work of volunteers and skilled African contractors who did the work, in most cases, on a discount in support of the project that we are undertaking here. So this is a 100 or so year old door that came from another part of the building that we brought here. We put stain on it and brought it back to life. So this is where your donations have been going, and we need you to continue to give to make this happen so that those buildings across the street can go down and we can have a One Africa, One Nation marketplace. We can have African vendors from the neighborhood. You know, this is a space, the vending space is significant because we don't have access to our own resources. And so the ability to vend gives, you know, regular, everyday African people some capacity to engage in commerce, and then to do it in our communities and to allow money to circulate within the African community is a significant contribution to the development of this neighborhood. So we want to go further back. And we're going to come back to the break room here. Okay, so we also want to talk a little bit about this space, and we wanted to call on Dewan again to really give us a sense of what this space looked like, the work that you did on this back wall, and Jake, you can speak to it as well. But this was a real wreck, to say the least. So just tell us, what you did in terms of the bricking and the windows.
It was a door here, so I blocked in the door, and on the outside, I bricked it in. So basically, I just took out a door, the trim, and blocked it in and bricked the outside.
Yeah, and I think after, I don't know if it was after that or maybe before that, there used to be a door here that led to maybe a balcony or something like that.
Maybe at one time.
Yeah, at one time. But yeah, so we drywalled it. There was new windows here. But this room at first, it was like haunted. It looked haunted.
Yeah.
Like the stage is right underneath us, and I know because I used to be able to look down there and see it. So
yeah.
So this come a long way. This was all, probably most of what was in here was just as old as the building, and crumbling and broken old wood, and it's now you got a new stove and plumbing and fresh paint and light, so you can actually appreciate some of the things that are in here, like the old doors and
exactly,
and part of the old structure. So it came not just a long way, but all the way. It came all the way.
Yes.
And we have two more donations.
More donations.
We have $20 from Amanda Carlozzi from Boston, Massachusetts. People are watching the webinar and really appreciate what they're seeing. And Mads Ambrose from Portland, Oregon, another $20. So we're up there. We've raised $960.
Wow.
Let's go beyond the $1,000.
So we're gonna do better than the 1,000 today.
We are going
to do
go.
better.
They haven't even seen the impedable.
No. So let's do that. We want to come back this way. And so, as I stated, this is the. Okay. So we actually want to go this way. We want to look upstairs. So let's turn around.
Turn around.
And the third floor here.
Oh.
So we actually have 3 floors. We have not done a significant amount of work on the 3rd floor compared to what has been done on the other floors. But we have put in some work here, and it is a beautiful space. And we just want to show it off. So this is the 3rd floor, and you see it looks like an attic, but we've begun to run wiring up here, so we now have electricity. We did it may look dirty now, but there was just thick layers of dirt on the floor, so we had a whole crew up here for several days just sweeping and mopping just to get rid of some of the dirt and debris. So let's just do a walkthrough. So we're still trying to figure out exactly what we're going to do with this space. We have some ideas in mind. And as you look around, you can tell us what you think we should use the space for. But we're still working it out. So this building is 9,000 square feet, and we're going to keep walking because it's very hot up here. This building is 9,000 square feet. And it belongs to the African community. And did you do any work up here, Jay?
Oh yeah, well the windows, There's in this building there's easily 50 windows, easily. So I had the pleasure. It was an honor, really, to restore the windows so that they could open and close, and I roped the weights so that so that the windows, you don't have to muscle them up. And I gained some experience from doing that at my grandmother's house. My grandmother doesn't live very far from here, and so I really got a lot of experience restoring my grandmother's windows. So I brought that experience over here, and it's really cool to look through the same window that was looked out of for. You know, some of these windows are original to this building. Some of them have been here that long. So it's really cool to be able to be a part of a movement that can take a place that would have otherwise fell or maybe even wound up in the wrong hands, and really be able to, look out the same window, from a different, from on the right side of the line. So donate, because there's so much more to do, and trust me, a small amount goes a long way, because there's so many people working together and working really hard. Yeah. And I have to say, it's not grueling. Anytime I was here working with these guys, and there was volunteers here and contractors here, there was smiling, laughing, there was learning, because Brother Tashima, he really is a great teacher, and he can really break it down in bite-sized pieces and give you an understanding of what's going on here and why. And we all know why it's important, whether we are in Ladue or Manhattan or we in the what America calls the depressed sections. The poor areas. Like, everybody knows the difference when we see, when we compare where we are to where we're seeing. And this place is like a seed. I see it as a seed that can really sprout fruit around a place where it's been for a long time pretty much fruitless. So give a little, give a lot, give what you can. And watch it go far, because it's going far around here. It's going far, and it's doing the right thing.
Make sure you go to youcaring.com/blackpowerblueprint.com. All right, let's head downstairs.
Yes, let's go.
All right, so now we're going to go into one of our offices.
Uhuru.
And what do you know? It's stuff with friends.
Uhuru, we're here with President Colombayi Antoinette. She's the international president for the International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement. We have Brianna here as well, and we have our economic development director of NPDOM here as well, Fofi.
All right.
So, Colombayi, I just want to know, what does it mean to have your own office at the Uhuru House?
This is, I don't know, I'm like lost at words, but to have this Uhuru House here, I just remember, I got goosebumps, because I remember walking down Ferguson, living in Ferguson when Mike Brown was murdered, on August 9th, and just feeling like, what do we do? What is the solution? And going home so empty, from listening from Farrakhan to, ministers and everybody with no solution, no answers to really say, like, what we're going to do as African people to ensure that my babies will have a future. And so this office here is just the blueprint of what African people have to do in a material way, not just talking, not just marching, but actually in a material way to bring Africans in, to be able to show them what the International People Democratic Uhuru Movement do on an everyday basis, to be professional revolutionaries, to be professional at, fighting and pushing the state back from the constant attack that African people feel every single day. So this right here is just like listening to the chairman when he was walking down that street saying what we need to do, and then actually seeing that manifest in the real world.
Yes.
It's just so amazing.
Yes, and I really want to appreciate all the NPDOM members who have came out to volunteer and donated their time freely. 4 feet. And you know, this is a rental hall downstairs, and 4 feet is actually going to be renting the hall, and she's going to be doing her poetry here. Can you tell us a little bit about that, 4 feet?
Oh my God.
Uzi Infusion.
Uzi is doing an cultural infusion series where we will be renting the hall to do different forms of culture. Poetry, singing, bands, drumming, dancing, just all cultures to bring African people to the political life. Right. And as we do what we do, Impedum meets people where they are. Right. As we bring people into the cultural life, we'll also bring them into the political life too. Right.
So we need everybody to go to
UK.com/Black
Power Blueprint and donate now.
Yes, and if you make a generous $200 donation, you would get this fabulous bag right here.
I love Africa.
Yes.
I love Africa.
I almost want to get one of those for myself. I love
Hear that, Brandy? So we just again want to appreciate NPDOM and President Columbayi for, you know, making this happen with us and really building and bringing the community into political life.
Yeah, they were a significant force in renovating the Uhuru House.
Yes.
I mean, they were here every time we called. I mean, every time, which sometimes we would give them a day's notice, and then they would just marshal their forces to get here and help us make this happen.
And I just really want to appreciate everybody that's actually here that is on the steering committee for Black Power Blueprint, and even the forces that's behind the cameras or in St. Petersburg, Florida, or at the Philly store. Every person that worked under the leadership of Deputy Chair. It has been tremendous. We have learned so much in EPDOM and have took so much back. And that's why we marched ourselves to every work day, because we got so many skills. So we helped build this, and we actually learned how to move as an organization, how to be organized, how to lay out agendas, how to be prepared for things. So it was you know, it was easy for us to make sure that we made how to came here and did it, because we learned so much. These are my little comrades right here. Can y'all tell them what Black Power Blueprint means to you?
I think it means...
Well, let's see.
Oh, it's back on.
It's back on? Ooh. So we have $40 to go. So we're going to keep it moving.
All right. So we have more offices we want to show you and more work that we want to show you.
Oh, we're not here yet.
You know, we have this beautiful floor partially covered up, but that does not mean we don't appreciate all of the work that was put into restoring the floors. And for that, we want to introduce you to Tim.
Tim Connolly.
Tim Connolly. Thank you, Tim Connolly.
Coney.
Yeah.
Coney Island.
Coney.
How you guys doing? Yeah, thank you. So you tell us about the condition of the floors and how long you've been doing this work and what kind of contribution you made. It was a significant contribution.
Yeah, actually, I been in business 15 years restoring floors. When I first got here, it was a challenge. It was pretty rough, but I like a challenge. I took it on head on. But when I left here after looking at it to give her a bid, I actually Googled you guys. And after that, I didn't tell owner, but I would have did it free.
Oh, wow.
Because of the contributions that you guys were putting there, and especially when you came to St. Louis and some of the things that you guys have done. It's amazing. It had me shocked, and then I had my sister, well, my daughter, one of my daughters lived in Philly.
That's right.
And actually, I said something to her about it, and she said, they are huge. They are huge. Whatever you can do, get in there, whatever you can do. And I said, oh, okay. And after that, I was head on. I was here late nights.
That's right.
Making it happen. But I am glad because it is definitely something that we need here in St. Louis. Yeah.
I just too want to appreciate Tim so much because he's being modest because these floors they were a disaster, and he came in and he gave us a really a free price. Yeah. He really did, and he did an amazing job in restoring these floors and making them look like new again because we really wanted to keep the original floors, yes, to the building, to the period of the building. And he came in and he just worked, he did day and night to make it happen. We were on a deadline to really get everything completed, and he came in and just put those skills to work. We also have his beautiful wife here as well. Hello.
Hi.
This is Carolyn.
Hello, everyone.
So actually, I want to donate $100 to the.
Woo! Uhuru! Uhuru!
She okay with that?
Yes. Well, she would have told me.
Okay, good man.
Uhuru. So Tim Cleaning just donated $100 to the Black Power Blueprint. Thank you so much.
And how can people reach you if they want business?
Okay, I'm Tim Coney at gmail.com. They can look me up there. Actually, I'm on Facebook, Coney Cleaning. They can find me there. And I come out and give you an estimate free and take care of whatever business needs to be taken care of.
And Coney is spelled
C-O-N-E-Y.
C-O-N-E-Y.
Like just like Coney Island.
Yes.
314.
Good kidder.
314-574-4692.
She knows the number. All right. Thank you.
It's back.
It's back.
Okay. Okay. Just to announce, Tim Coney, incredible contractor, just donated $100. That's incredible. Really, fantastic. And we got a donation from Yvette St. Ange of $80. Fantastic. We're up to $1,140.
Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going.
Let's raise $5,000.
That's it. All right.
Set our goal.
So we're going to show any of the
So now
offices.
we're going to go back to Zane. So we had a really big dilemma we were faced with. We had doors that we couldn't find in the size because of the width of the doors. So one day I was talking to Zane and I said, we just can't find these doors. How, what should we do? He says, I can build them. I was like, you can build them? He said, yeah, I can build them. So here he built these doors and actually put X on it. I asked him, this is the chairman's office, who asked him to put an X for Malcolm X on the doors. And then he also continued on with the spears. And behind you, he built this door right here behind us as well with the spear. And right here, he built this door. And just last week, he built the NPDOM office door as well and put the spear on it. So Zane, you want to tell us about this process? Because we were like lost. We were lost. We didn't know where to go. We had been to every used place to find these doors, and Zane, the carpenter, just took care of us and built these doors.
First, I just wanted to say that although this door may look complicated, the hardest part was the X. That was the hardest part. And me trying to figure out how I was going to put that X on there, and I knew that owner really wanted that X. So that was the hardest part. The door, building the door itself was pretty simple because just the previous 2-3 days prior to her telling me that, I had built a door for my sister. So that's how that all came about. And I even showed her the picture and stuff like that. So yeah, the door, it was a challenge, but like Tim said, I like a challenge, so it was fun. And
what's it made of?
It's made of a 1x3 and masonite and a 1x3. Two pieces of material And
don't tell everybody everything.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it, and I also wanted to donate $50.
So Zane, I know you're an independent contractor now, and can you tell people how to get a hold of you? You know, because you know your work speaks for itself. Everybody's seen your work here at the Uhuru House and downstairs in the Quabba Hall. How can they reach you?
Well, I got business cards and flyers, but you can reach me at 314-556-2234. The name of my company is On Point Construction.
On Point Construction. So yes, please give Zane a shout out. Please call him if you need any kind of carpentry done in your home, any windows built, anything carpentry. This is your man. Yeah. What is it again?
On Point Construction.
And phone number?
314-556-2234.
Yes.
That's right.
Uhuru. Uhuru.
So we're headed out now.
We're headed to another office.
Which one?
And look who's sitting behind the desk in the office. Oh my goodness. Uhuru. We have some amazing NPDOM volunteers. We have Naila, Maisha, and Renaya, all NPDOM members. Local president of the NPDOM right here, local branch, Maisha Ellison. Uhuru. And can y'all tell us a little bit about some of the volunteer work that you've done? I know you were here mostly every time that we called on you to do work. So can y'all share a little bit of your experience with the Black Power Blueprint?
Okay, so yes, we were here like DC just said, nearly every time that you guys had a work day, and the girls and I, we would come out, put on our gloves and our masks and our handkerchiefs for our hair, so that we wouldn't get all the paint and the dust in our hair. And then we got to work, rolled up our sleeves, we painted, we wiped down baseboards, we took out trash to the dumpster, we swept, we did all types of things. Right, guys?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Even after.
If you know me, you know that I can't draw, I can't paint. I'm not real strong, so I can't lift that much, but they'll be like, okay, well, you dust this off or wash some baseboards for us. So the Black Power Blueprint really puts everybody in work, even people who can't draw, paint. I couldn't move stuff, but they definitely put me to work, and I had asthma, so like real big dust areas wasn't for me, but they still found something for me to get in and help work. And that's why I really appreciate the Black Power Blueprint, because most people be like, you sickly, you can't do nothing, just go home. But the Black Power Blueprint was like, nah, we got something for you, hop right in.
Yeah, and I just want to say that, you know, Maisha is the local president of the International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement. She is a full-time mother of two revolutionary comrades. And, you know, and they are always just busy. You know, they always have things to do. And every time we tell them there's a work day, they come out on weekends. And then when we say, well, we're having all day work days and we've been here all day, Maisha will inevitably call me at 4:59 and ask me if she can come right when I'm about to go home. So, you know, they were really dedicated. So we appreciate the work.
Yes. And so we want to spin it around, and I want to introduce Brandy Arlington. And Brandy has so many beautiful skills, but one of the things that she really helped contribute to in this Black Power Blueprint, she provided all the food for the Black Power Blueprint. So every time that we had a work day, Brandy was on the scene to make it happen. She made sure that we had drinks, we had food for all the volunteers.
Like cleaning the floors, it's a lot of work to get it to be what it is now. I know that I grew up in North City, and for as long as I can remember, it's been deteriorating. So to have a project like this come to our community and allow us to restore what's been torn down really means a lot, and it was an honor.
Thank you.
All right. Yes. And I also wanted to recognize Renaya as well, the artist, as I understand. A little shy. So she helped paint some of the African Congo design on the first floor. And so we just want to recognize her as well. All right.
Go back.
Uhuru, I just wanted to say that the Quabba Hall is a place for our community to come together where we can have birthday parties, anniversaries, and other celebrations. So to be, like I said before, to be a part of something like that was an honor. It's our place. It's our special place. It belongs to all of us. Uhuru.
So if you donate $100, you will get.
Okay, it's good.
Okay. So now I'm going to the chairman's office. The chairman of our movement, Chairman Amalia Shatella, who is the visionary for the Uhuru movement, the African People's Socialist Party, Black Star Industries. Every institution and organization was founded by Chairman Amalia Shatella, who has been fighting this fight for over 50 plus years. And I'm proud to say that he's my husband, and I love you, darling. If you're looking online right now, and I probably shouldn't have said that, but I do love you, and I really appreciate everything that you do for African people all over the world. So this is his office. Come on in with us now. I just love this office.
Yes.
The black and white theme.
Yeah, and I really like how you chose to paint the trim around the windows black, and then the beautiful curtain design. But this office was a wreck too.
Yes.
You know, and it's just beautiful to see it come to life.
And all the windows were out of this office, and we really installed everything. We hung these beautiful black and white curtains, the beautiful artwork,
ceiling
fans. We have Patrice Malumba here on the wall, and myself on the wall.
Yes.
So yes, this is the chairman's office, our leader and founder of the Uhuru movement.
Yes, and we got pictures of revolutionaries. We got Malcolm X, Pancho Villa, and Ona Zanaya Shatella. So we want to show you more. We just want to remind you that you can contribute to this. This did not happen overnight. It didn't happen because we wished it into existence. This happened because people like you were willing to donate small and large amounts of money. $10, $10,000. We need you to contribute. We want to see those buildings fall, and we're actually headed there in just a second. If you want to donate, you can go to
youcaring.com/Black Power Blueprint and make your donations. Make your donations now. Thank you. So we're going to move on to the final office.
Yes.
Is this it? So the final office is my office. So as I said, my name is Ona Zanaya Shatella. I'm the deputy chair of the African People's Socialist Party, and I'm also the vice president of Black Star Industries. So this is my office. This is where all the I'm responsible for all the economic development work that goes on in the African People's Socialist Party, the African People's Education and Defense Fund, the Uhuru Furniture Stores, the Tyrone Lewis, the Black Power Blueprint, the Tyrone Lewis Community Gym. All the institutions fall under my responsibility. And I've been in this work for the past 8 years now, and I just love it. And we're continuing to grow and bring economic development right here on the north side of St. Louis. And we want to continue to go across the street so you can see those buildings, to see where your resources are going to be going to tear down these buildings.
Yeah, this is a beautiful painting. Can you tell us who that is?
That is Frida Kahlo. And this is one as well. She's a revolutionary artist out of Mexico.
All right.
World.
youcaring.com/Black
Power Blueprint.
Let's go look at those buildings.
Okay.
All right. And we want to do a check-in for donations.
Want to do a check-in?
Yes.
Janice Bryant, the donations manager of Uhuru Furniture Philly, donated $20 and says Uhuru in our lifetime.
Janice.
Uhuru.
See you in October.
And do we have a total?
We have a total of $1,210.
All right.
$1,210.
All right.
All right.
So we're
I
going to...
think we got another one.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, 12:10. Let's keep it that. Yes.
All right.
So it just reminded me. All right, great. It's really important that we see the site of phase 2 of what we're raising resources for. So come on down.
Front door.
All right, we have reached the last leg of this journey. And so we want to return back to the place of origin. We want to show the buildings that we are raising money today to demolish. This will be a beautiful transformed space, much like the transformed space you saw there, except this space will be the space of our new One Africa, One Nation marketplace. We will demolish these buildings. They cannot be saved, or else we would save them. We will transform this into a paved lot. We'll have a garden next door named after Mr. Gary Brooks, who made a deep contribution to our ability to do this work, and Deputy Chair can tell you about that. But we want to make sure that vendors have the ability to engage in independent economic commerce in the Black community. And this will give us the ability to do that right across from the Uhuru House. Right. You want to say more?
Yes, I just want to say that we have the One Africa, One Nation marketplace in Philadelphia, California, and in St. Petersburg, Florida. So we really want to bring the One Africa, One Nation marketplace right here on this corner of Alice and West Florissant. So people who are in business, who can't afford to have their own space, they can vend right here, and we want to keep the resources in our own community. So we're asking you to donate to bring these. We want to bring these suckers down.
We got to.
We got to bring them down.
Bring them down.
Yes. So yes, bring them down.
So we want you to go to
youcaring.com/Black Power Blueprint. And you know, I just want to be able to say that if you go inside that second building, you're going to see diapers, broken baby carriage, mildew, mold, ceiling coming down into the third floor, down into the second floor. I mean, this is not, we can't get used to this in the white community.
Yes.
This is not what we see. We can't accept this.
Yes.
This is not acceptable. African people built this city and built this country.
Yes.
The African working class. They built every single thing we get to live with every day. Those gelato shops Gregory was talking about, the cafes, the peace, the going home to peace and tranquility. That's the expense the African community has paid for that, and we can't accept that. We have to pay reparations. Reparations is the only way we can have integrity, have a way of having a principled relationship to the African community. Chairman Amalia Shatella, whose vision brought all of this, the Black Power Blueprint, says that, you know, we see police murders, we see police violence, we see imposed poverty on the African community and imposed violence. We see gentrification and we start to take it for granted. We cannot take this for granted.
Yes.
Reparations is due.
Yes.
If there was enough reparations, every single abandoned building on this block would be bought up by the Black Power Blueprint.
Yes.
Everything would be developed. There would be an economy.
Yes.
I mean, some of these businesses were white owned, and when white people did the white flight, they just left them. because they weren't African owned. That's African owned.
Yes.
This is going to be African owned. This is going nowhere. This is the future for the African working class, and that's our future. That's my future, and I want to donate the $100 to the Black Power Movement as reparations. This is reparations, comrades. And guess what? We also got $40 from Ann Hurst. Long live the AKFB. Long live DCONA. Long live the chairman. Such a privilege to work under your leadership, living inside the African Revolution. Reparations now. And Ann painted over Martin Luther King weekend, right here, painting at Aquaba Hall. This is what we're supposed to be doing. This is reparations. This is integrity and honesty. So right now, we have, what are we? 1,250. We're at 1,350. 1,350. Uhuru. Let's hear from more. Let's keep going. All right. That was an incredible program.
So,
Thank you.
You want to close this out?
Well, I just want to say this has been a tremendous journey for myself and the Uhuru movement, and we just really want to appreciate everyone who has come out continuously to donate to this project. We're not done yet. We're going to tear these buildings down, and we're going to head to Goodfellow, and we're going to start our Uhuru G-Co kitchen, where we'll be having our own restaurant and cafe. We'll also have the African Independence Workforce Program there for people who are Africans that are incarcerated and can't come out of prison and they can't find a job. So this doesn't stop right here on West Florissant. We're headed to Goodfellow Boulevard to make this happen. We want to just really appreciate everyone who came out today, who donated, who continues to donate to this project and help us build reparations to the African community. You have anything to Char before we close it out?
Yeah, I just really want to, you know, if we could span around and just see the crowd we have here. You know, these people, many of us grew up and lived in this community. It has been under an economic quarantine for decades, and people are driving by, they're stopping, they're honking, they're putting up Black Power signs like here. So this project is bringing a whole new life and vitality to this community. And people will begin more and more to believe in their possibility, their ability to transform this community, and in the process transform themselves. So this is so much bigger than just raising or knocking down a few buildings. You are really challenging colonialism, gentrification, and you are bringing economic development and new life to African people. Uhuru.